Alrighty, this is part two. Yeah, you look a little bit like a mess right now. Yeah, I drank beer, obviously. So yeah, but eating that food helped me out. Before I felt like puking earlier in my part one, but now because I ate my food, my stomach is better. Obviously, I also didn't shower yet. So after this video, I'm gonna take a nice hot shower. I'm gonna go to the pharmacy get my medication. I'll enjoy the show with you guys. And after that, I might watch. I don't know, Andor. Maybe 1, 2 episodes of Andor, and I'm gonna go to bed. I have work tomorrow at Dinty's, obviously, and I'll make a video tomorrow after my shit at Dinty's. Yeah. Yeah. This area of my room is getting messy. I have to move the couch. Tomorrow I'll clean it. After work, I'll clean it tomorrow. Yeah. This is my pizza from yesterday. Yeah. I'm sorry, but I just can't picture Kevin Feige leaving Marvel. I think he will. If every Marvel movie's flopping until his Avengers movies, I think he's out of there. After Secret Wars, he's out of there. As Warner will be throwing him big offers, other companies, I think he might jump ship. Kevin Feige. And he wants to leave, and if he does want to leave, he obviously wants to leave the MCU in a healthier position than what he left it before, obviously, in Phase 4 and 5, and he's out of there, Kevin Feige. I don't think he'll stay. As he doesn't want to be stressed out trying to fix that multiverse nonsense mess, right? Mess in his Marvel brand, obviously. He'd rather be with DC and help build that fresh DCU. Like, duh, it's common sense. Kevin Feige's not stupid. He's a smart guy. He's not stupid, right? I told you, even if Marvel reboots the MCU, they still have a problem, right? Other hands. Like, how can you top what you did for your old MCU? At the same time, you're recasting new characters. How can these characters compete with your old characters? Like, will the fans really resonate with the new characters, the new castings of the characters, and will they resonate with a new universe and a new story? Maybe not. I mean, it won't really make a difference. Because how can you compete with 20 years of MCU movie making history? You can't really compete with that. So even if they reboot it, they're still in a tough spot, Marvel. That's my point, right? Okay, Ivan, that's a good point. Yeah, it's a good point, obviously, right? I don't think Kevin Feige wants to really fix that. It's tough to fix that. I think after Secret Wars, Kevin Feige is out of there, man. I don't think he's staying at Marvel. As once his contract's up, a lot of companies and all will be throwing him a lot of offers. Because Kevin Feige's big, man. Kevin Feige's huge. He's the biggest producer in Hollywood, right? The biggest producer in movie history. But if he wants to leave, he obviously wants to leave Marvel in a healthier position. That's why I believe he wants to end it off with Doomsday and Secret Wars with a bang. The movies make $1 billion, $1.5 billion. He repaired some of the damage. The fans love the movie. He won some of the fans back. But after that, he's out of there. Yeah, sorry, Bob Iger. I'm out of here, man. Warner Bros. Offered me a deal for a lifetime running Warner Bros. Running Matt Reeves' Batman's film division and James Gunn's DCU film division. I think I'm going to work for Warner Bros. Bob Iger. I'm out of here, Bob. Sorry. And he jumped ship from Disney and he works for Warner Bros. But Bob Iger might be desperate. You might throw him a lot of money. But there's only so much money Disney will be willing to pay Kevin Feige to keep him, obviously. Or they might tell Kevin Feige to step down. Okay, Kevin Feige, just step down, explore your options in Hollywood, or we'll have someone else come on board. Obviously, because even Bob Iger's not stupid. He knows the MCU is not working right now. It's flop after flop after flop. Even if Avengers makes money, I mean, the MCU still has a little bit of baggage. So they might tell Kevin Feige to step down. But because Kevin Feige is Kevin Feige and he helped build that big MCU brand, they might be desperate and throw him a lot of money to extend him and have him try and fix the mess. And he might, hey, Kevin Feige, we'll have guys come in and help you. But even then, Kevin Feige's like, nah, man, it's tough to fix this mess that I created for phases 4 and 5. I'm overstressed. I have sleepless nights. I'm pretty sure Kevin Feige probably has sleepless nights because his movies are not making any money, right? They're flopping. They're not. His brand, the MCU is dead right now, man. The brand's not making any money, man. Like, every movie is flopping, like, after flop. So far, you had 2 movies released this year. You have 2 flops. Thunderbolts and Captain America 4. And Fantastic Four will be another flop, too. It won't be a $1 billion hit, Fantastic Four. It's not going to make $1 billion. The Marvel brand just has too much baggage. So, Sarah? Yeah. It has too much baggage as a Marvel brand. So, Sarah? It has too much baggage. Samsara? Yeah. Yeah. And that's how you know, the way I see it, if Kevin Feige, I'm qualifying, if Kevin Feige's plan is to leave Marvel after his 2-year contract's up, it would make sense in a business sense, obviously. wants to end. Before he leaves, he wants to end off his brand with a bang, with 2 big hits: Avengers, Doomsday, and Secret Wars. That way, the next president that steps in, they're now in a healthier position than they were before. But Kevin Feige's not stupid. Like, even if the Avengers movies are hits, the Marvel brand still has a lot of baggage, and it's very tough to fix the multiverse nonsense mess, obviously. That's why I believe Marvel made the biggest mistake going into the multiverse for Endgame. They never should have done that, man. They never should have had that story whereby Thanos snaps his fingers and then all those people die. And then Endgame, they kill Thanos in the beginning, obviously. And then in another universe, they're able to bring all the guys back to life. They never should have went to the multiverse for Endgame. That was the biggest mistake that Marvel made. That's why stay away from the multiverse nonsense, man. You can ruin your franchise. I'm talking to you, James Gunn and David Zaslav and Peter Safran. Please, man, stay away from the multiverse. Do not include the multiverse in your DCU, guys. You can ruin your brand, just like Kevin Feige ruined his brand for Phases 4 and 5. And I think James Gunn's on stupid. Yeah, Ivan, I'm not going to go into the multiverse in my DCU. I think I learned my lesson with Kevin Feige's Phases 4 and 5. Yes. I think Kevin Feige learned his lesson from Phases 4 and 5. Going into the multiverse ruined his what? Ruined his IP. The multiverse is very cheap. It's lazy. Anything can happen. It can also be very confusing to the audience. The multiverse is also very confusing too. You can confuse the viewer, the audience. Because Phase 4 and 5 is hardcore multiverse, right? WandaVision, you have the multiverse. Loki, you have the multiverse with a bullshit TVA thing, right? I saw the first season of Loki. I didn't really like it, obviously. Yeah. Not all the Marvel movies go into the multiverse, but a lot of them do go into the multiverse, obviously. Yeah. Samsara? And that's a big reason why Phases 4 and 5 are going downhill. And they're in a mess right now, obviously, right? Because the multiverse nonsense is not good. And it's very tough to fix. If your multiverse universe, if you go into the multiverse and your brand is now in a messy situation like Kevin Feige's Marvel, it's very, very tough to fix that. It's very, very tough to fix the multiverse stuff, right? It's tough to fix it. It can be very gimmicky and silly, like Rob Burnett said in his video. It can be silly. Hence why I know they're gonna go into the multiverse Avengers Doomsday, but I hope they don't have it be gimmicky and silly, because too much of it can ruin your movie, right? Because I told you, if Doomsday is not a good movie, that movie can even drop to maybe below $1 billion. Because don't forget, Marvel has baggage right now. Yeah. John and Robert, I don't believe that, man. Well, I do agree that it should make its $1 billion plus easy, Doomsday, but if the movie's not good, it could even fall below $1 billion. Maybe $980 million. It'd be profitable, but maybe it makes very little profit. Maybe $980 million. Obviously. Yeah. Samsara. I highly doubt that. I think Avengers, Doomsday, and Secret Wars will easily make its $1 billion plus. But if the movies are not good and they don't resonate well with the fans, the movies, that's not good, right? Yeah, for Marvel. And that's why I believe after Secret Wars and Doomsday, Kevin Feige's out of there, man. I don't think he's staying at Marvel. I just don't see it. I think he's out of there. He'll explore his other options in his career. Obviously. Because it's not just about Kevin Feige's career. It's also about his mental health. Obviously. It's not fun knowing that all your movies are losing money and you every day at the office you're stressed out. You're trying to figure out ways to fix your brand, and your movies keep flopping. That can really take a toll on your mental health and your stress. Obviously, right? Because Kevin Feige also has to think about his mental health and stress. Obviously, Kevin Feige right now, he's very, very stressed out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you also have to think of your health, your physical health and your mental health too, man. It's not good knowing that, yeah. As every business owner around the world that has a business that's losing a lot of money, they're obviously under a lot of stress, and it can stress you out mentally, And physically, it's not fun knowing that you have a business that's losing money. As Kevin Feige is probably under a lot of extreme stress right now. He probably has sleepless nights. Obviously. You think he had sleepless nights about losing his job? No, but he has sleepless nights about his brand, obviously. His brand is not working right now. It's losing a lot of money. Kevin Feige's Marvel brand is losing a lot of money, man. It's not fun, obviously. I don't believe Kevin Feige is stressed. Of course he is, man. Like, every movie has been flopping for the past, 2+ years. It's been flopping, man. Yeah. Because Guardians of the Galaxy 3, the last movie that made money for Marvel was 2023. Sorry. Deadpool Wolverine came out last year. But 2023, you had Guardians of the Galaxy 3. That movie made $800 million. That made a little bit of profit. And then last year, you had Deadpool Wolverine. But every movie after that has been flopping and losing money. Obviously, Kevin Feige is under some sort of stress. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Physical stress, mental stress, obviously. Because his movies are losing money, obviously, right? Yeah. Like, duh. I can only imagine how much stress Bob Iger's under. Bob Iger's probably under extreme stress. Because a lot of his movies that he's releasing are flopping, obviously. His Disney movies are flopping, yeah. He's probably under a lot of stress too, Bob Iger. But he knows Kevin Feige is the architect behind the MCU. Bob Iger might throw Kevin Feige a bullet of money and extend him, obviously, to try and fix it. He might tell Kevin Feige, okay, Kevin Feige, we'll bring in guys to help you out. I want you to fix this, man. We can fix this. We just got to bring in guys to help you out. And Kevin Feige's like, no, Bob. Like, I made you your money for the Avengers movies. Marvel's is in a healthier position, but I'm out of here, man. I don't want to be stressed out trying every day at the office trying to fix this mess that I create. I'd rather just go to DC. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, and build that DCU than try to fix the Marvel mess. Okay, Kevin Feige, we'll give you the president position of Star Wars. Yeah, even then, Kevin Feige will decline it. Because there is a high chance that when Kathleen Kennedy leaves, which is soon, obviously, they might offer Kevin Feige the president position of Star Wars, perhaps. But Kevin Feige will decline it because Star Wars is also in a messy situation right now, too. The brand's kind of in a mess right now. Most of the television shows are not that great. They're mediocre best. The only gems of Star Wars is like Andor and Mandalorian. Obviously, those are the only two gems. Skeleton Crew is okay. Ahsoka is okay, but they're not great. Right? Andor and Mandalorian are the only like two gems of Star Wars, the Star Wars shows. All the other shows are not that great, obviously. And Ahsoka and Skeleton Crew were okay shows, but even those shows are not. They're okay. They're not that great, right? That's my point. Yeah. But Star Wars is not as messy in a position as Marvel, because at least the sequels, even though a lot of fans didn't like it, and they're not that great movies, obviously, at least they made money. The sequels at least made money. But Mandalorian Grogu might perhaps fall below $1 billion. That movie might make maybe $800 million, maybe, if it's not good, right? If Mandalorian Grogu is not that good, I don't see it hitting $1 billion. Because Star Wars also has baggage now, too. I see it maybe making $700 million, $800 million, maybe Mandalorian Grogu, if it's not great. If it's great, it could hit $1 billion, Mandalorian Grogu. But if it's not that great, it could fall below the $1 billion. I don't think Kevin Feige wants to be overstressed trying to fix the Marvel mess and trying to fix the Star Wars mess. I think he wants to just be, he wants to be more relaxed and less stressed out and just build that DC thing at Warner Bros. That's less stressing on his mental health and his physical health, obviously. He's not stupid. He doesn't want to have to deal with that stress, obviously, right? Yeah. So I'm saying, but Disney might be desperate and they might throw Kevin Feige a lot of money to keep him. I think Kevin Feige would decline, no, guys. I don't wanna fix this mess that I created. I'm out of here, man. I made you your money for Avengers 5 and 6. I'm out of here, man. Yeah, he's getting out of there. He gets the fuck out of there, Kevin Feige. It's actually fun, I'm saying, yeah. Or he might stay. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Robin John Live, man, you're smart, man. Yeah, that's a plausible exit plan for Kevin Feige if he wants to leave. End it off on a high note to give to have Marvel be in a healthier position for the next president. But after that, he's out of there. He doesn't want to fix that mess that he created. Yes, Kevin Feige doesn't want to fix the mess that he created. He dug himself in a hole too deep that he can't get out of. Obviously, I think he just wants to what? Just end it on a high note and get the fuck out of there. And that's what I would do. If I built a franchise and it's successful and it goes downhill and all my movies losing money, my exit plan would obviously be to end it off on a high note, and I'd also get the fuck out of there. Yeah. Some Sarah? Yeah. Some Sarah? Yeah. Kathleen Kennedy knows she messed up for Star Wars. She even said in an interview she wants to end. Before she leaves, she wants to have a huge hit. She wants to end it off with a bang. Yeah, every president who's a president of an organization, obviously of a business, obviously, if their business goes downhill and is losing money, obviously, before they leave, they would obviously love to leave it in a healthier position. Obviously, they don't want to leave it in a bad position. They want to leave it in a healthier position. You guys see what I'm saying here? John Henry Rodriguez, that makes sense. You're very smart. Yes, they want to leave it in a healthier position. They don't want to leave it for the next guy who steps in. Some Sire? Yeah. Yeah. Some Sire? Why? How much do you think Kevin Feige's making now? My guess is Kevin Feige probably makes maybe his $20 million a year right now as president of Marvel. Around there, he makes, and he probably gets points for some of the movies because all his movies are flopping. He's obviously not making any money off the movies. So Disney might throw Kevin Feige maybe a $30 million contract for his salary. Obviously, yearly around there, maybe 25 million, 27 million salary around there. They can pay him more. Warner Bros. Might not be able to afford to pay Kevin Feige that. They might offer maybe Kevin Feige maybe 18 million, 17 million as a year to run the film division, but they can give him box office points for the movies. They have a safer guarantee for Kevin Feige for the DC movies. Marvel doesn't really have that guarantee because their Marvel movies are not producing at the box office. They're all flopping and losing money. So Disney has that. Warner Bros. Has that advantage over Disney. Even though Disney has deeper pockets, the DCU or Warner Bros. They have that advantage in the box office points, and that's obviously what they're gonna offer Kevin Feige if Disney is willing to pay Kevin Feige more. Okay, Kevin Feige, how much does Disney want to pay? Yeah, Disney's willing to pay me $27 million every for my salary. Okay, Kevin, we can't afford to pay that. We can pay you maybe $18 million salary every year, but we can give you your 15, your 20, your 25 million for the box office. 30 million for the box office points for some of the movies. And that's a better deal for Kevin Feige than what Disney can pay him, right? Because Disney does have deeper pockets than Warner Bros. They can pay Kevin Feige a richer salary, but for the box office points, they don't really have that guarantee. Because the Marvel brand is not producing well at the box office for the movies. Okay, Ivan, that's genius. Yeah, that would make sense. Ivan, you know your shit. Yes, guys, you know my shit. Yeah, Ivan, that's a plausible choice. Yeah, obviously that Warner Bros. Might offer Kevin Feige. Yeah, if they want him, right? Yeah. Sarah? Yeah. Ivan, how you know your shit, man? I'm self-taught, man. I've been watching what? I don't know, all these movie pundits for years, man. John Campion, Ron May Burnett. I used to watch Collider too back in the day when it was popular, right? Back in 2016, 17, 2018, I watched Collider when it was popular. I know my shit. I'm self-taught, man. That's why I know so much about Hollywood. Yeah. So Ivan, you are aware about a lot of Hollywood news. Yes, I am. I look at my phone every day, and when I look at my phone, I see all the Hollywood news every day. That's why I'm very up to date about what's going on in Hollywood. Obviously, I'm very aware. I don't know everything about what's going on in Hollywood, but I'm up to date about a lot of stuff going on in Hollywood. Yeah, obviously, that's why I know my shit. Yeah, some Sarah. Yeah. Yeah, but Ivan, as long as the MCU makes good movies, the movie should be profitable. There's context to that. Obviously, right now, because the MCU has baggage and they went into the multiverse nonsense and the fans are not resonating well with the fans, I don't think even making good movies will make a difference. As Thunderbolts, I hope, was a pretty good movie, and that movie flopped, man. Shang-Chi was an amazing movie, and the movie flopped. The fans are not resonating well with the Marvel brand. Just like the old DCU, a lot of the movies that came out were pretty good movies. They were good movies. I loved Flash. Flash was an amazing movie. That movie flopped hard. A lot of the old DCU movies were actually pretty good movies. And yet they were still flopping, so obviously something wasn't working. Well, Marvel's kind of in that same situation. Even if they put out good movies, chances are it'll flop. Because the fans, they lost faith in Kevin Feige's Marvel. They just don't really care about the brand anymore. Because what? The brand's in a mess, and the fans not wrestling well with the Marvel brand right now. And Kevin Feige knows that. Some sound. But I believe Avengers, Secret Wars, and Doomsday, they have to be pretty good movies. Because I'm scared. Something tells me Doomsday might not be that good of a movie, obviously. Because I'm scared they might use maybe too much of the multiverse in the movie. And if they do that, the movie could be terrible, right? Because I figured out, okay, if they killed off Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man in Endgame, how are they going to bring him back as Doctor Doom for Doomsday? Yeah, the multiverse. Yeah, I figured out the multiverse, but I hope Marvel's very careful how they use the multiverse in that movie, because if they use too much of it and it's very gimmicky and silly and lazy writing and cheap, the movie could be terrible. And what? And the fans might not resonate well with the movie. That's what I'm scared about Doomsday. I'm scared they might be too much of that. Too much of that multiverse nonsense in there, right? Because I know how they're gonna bring Robert Downey Jr. back as Doctor Doom. It's the multiverse, obviously. He died, but in another universe he's now someone else. That's why I don't like the multiverse nonsense. It's lazy writing and anything can happen. That's why I hope that they have to be very careful about that story, obviously. Samsara? Yeah. Yeah. So why do you think if they use too much multiverse, yeah, like if they go like very, very deep into the multiverse, like Multiverse of Madness, That's not good for the Avengers movie. Fans might not like that, right? Because the multiverse of madness is hardcore multiverse. It's crazy, man. I hope they don't do that for Doomsday, right? They don't go deep into the multiverse like Doctor Strange multiverse of madness. I hope they don't do that for the movie, right, with Doctor Doom. Otherwise, that can really, really ruin your story. So that's my prayer. I'm crossing my fingers. I hope. I'm talking to you, Kevin Feige. I know I'm saying the Russo Brothers. I hope you guys and Stephen McFeely, right? I hope you guys don't go too much into the multiverse for your Doomsday movie. Otherwise, you can ruin the story for the fans, right? Yeah. So, Sarah. And I know John Camp and Ron Burnett won't like that if they go too much into the multiverse for Doomsday, right? Like multiverse and madness. I hope they don't do that for Doomsday. I know they will be. I know they will be the multiverse in the movie, as they're gonna bring back Rob Downey Jr. So it obviously makes sense. You have the multiverse for that. That's obviously how they bring back Rob Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom. He's from a different universe, obviously. I hope they don't play around with it too much. Too much of it, right? It can ruin the story, ruin the movie. That's my point. Yeah. John Harry Robin, yeah, I agree with that. I hope they don't go too much in multiverse. Yes, I hope they don't go too much into the multiverse for Doomsday. Otherwise, that can ruin the story. And it can affect your box office results. I think it'll still make its billion plus, but if the fans don't really resonate well with Doomsday, that's not good for Secret Wars. You also have Secret Wars 2, right? The sequel to it, yeah. It's very important. Some Sarah? Yeah. You think Disney will ever pull the plug on the MCU? I don't think so. The MCU is too beloved of an IP, and it made them so much money. The most successful IP in history. I don't think they're ever going to pull the plug on the MCU. Yeah. Yeah. And that makes sense why they would think of rebooting it, because right now it's in a mess. So the best advice would perhaps be to reboot it, obviously. But even if you reboot it, you still have baggage, right? You have to recast all the characters, but the fans might not resonate well with these characters because they love the old characters. You know what I'm saying? You have to have a new Iron Man, a new Thor, a new Captain America, all that stuff. And some of these characters just won't resonate well with the fans because the fans miss and love the old characters. Yeah. And how can you top the first three phases of Marvel, man? You can't top that. Yeah. That's my point. I'm not saying it can't be successful. It could still be successful. But I don't think it's going to go back to the way it was in the first few phases. I don't think Marvel will ever hit that again. Hit that success again, right? Because of the mess that Marvel's in right now. That's my point. So even rebooting the MCU probably won't really make that much of a difference. Or maybe it will. But even if it does make a bit of a difference, and it's successful, I don't think it's going to be successful as it was in the first few phases. That's my point. And Kevin Feige knows that. He's not stupid. That's why I think he's jumping ship. Once Secret Wars is done, he's out of there, man. Kevin Feige is out of there, man. He's out of Marvel. He's going to work for another company right in Hollywood. Perhaps Warner Bros. Yeah, we'll see what happens. DC, yeah. 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 Or Disney might tell Kevin Feige to step down from Marvel, give the job to someone else, and they might give him the Alan Horn position at Disney. They might do that. But even then, I think Kevin Feige will still decline. I'd rather work at Warner Bros. And run the Matt Reeves Batman and the DCU, which is a much healthier position than Disney right now. Disney's in a tough spot right now. Yeah. So I'm saying the Marvel brand's in a mess. The Star Wars brand's in a mess. Even the Disney classics are in a mess right now. Yeah, the live action movies are all losing money too. They're not making any money, man. Yeah. So I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah. What position do you think Kevin Feige will have at Warner Bros. If he's hired? Probably the Alan Horn position. He'll probably be running the film division. I believe Alan Horn has that position at Warner Bros. Too right now. They might have him run it with Alan Horn. Yeah, and he'll be James Gunn and Peter Safran's boss, most likely, right? Matt Reeves' boss. He's running the whole film division of Warner Bros. Probably. They're going to give him that position. Kevin Feige. Kevin, I want you to help build our DCU, man, like you did for Marvel. Yeah, sure. And then he runs it, right? Yeah. And he'll leave, man. The DCU is in a much healthier position than his Marvel. His Marvel brand's in a mess. Right now, Warner Bros. Is in a much healthier position than Disney for their films, obviously. Disney's in a mess right now. Even their Star Wars brand's in a mess. Their Marvel brand's in a mess. Even their Disney live action movies are in a mess right now. All their Disney live action movies right now are flopping. Snow White was terrible. I saw that. It flopped. Yeah. Little Mermaid flopped. You know what I'm saying? They're all flopping, yeah. Mufasa, I think, broke even. I heard Mufasa is boring. I saw the first 20 minutes of it. I shut it off. I didn't like it. I'm like, yeah, this is not Lion King. It wasn't that good. I tapped out. I DNF'd it, man. I couldn't finish it. It was boring. And that movie made like $700 million around there. So it probably broke even around there, right? Yeah. Even the Disney live action movies are flopping too. Like, Disney is in a really big mess right now. Yeah. They're in a really, really big mess right now. Even their animation stuff are not doing well. They're flopping too. Yeah. Disney, right? Yeah. Whereas I believe Warner Bros. Is in a better position for their films right now than Disney. Disney's in a mess right now with their films. It's not just Marvel. You have Star Wars. You have the Disney live action classics. Man, even those movies are flopping too. Snow White was released this year. That flopped. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Wish flopped. Strange New Worlds flopped. Little Mermaid flopped. Yeah, it's not doing too good right now, Disney. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. When I say Warner Bros. Is in a better position for the films, I'm talking about the comic book mainly, right? the comic book films, like Matt Reeves' Batman and James Gunn's DCU, they're better positioned than Disney. That's my point, right? Whereas the other franchises, I'm ignorant. I don't really know. Obviously, I'm talking about those brands. That's what I mean, right? I'm qualifying it, yeah. Yeah. So Marvel's in a mess, yeah. Marvel is such in a deep mess that even Blade, the movie they announced in 2019, it's in development hell, man. Like they haven't even like complete a script yet or have a director. Like the Bride's in a mess. Yeah, man. Blade got announced in 2019. Right now it's in something called development hell. The movie might not get released until 2028, maybe. So think about this. They announced Blade in 2019, so if the movie gets released in 2028, that means it took 9 years for the movie to be released. To be released, man. Like, that is a mess. That's development hell. And that's why the Marvel brand's a complete mess right now, man. It's in a mess, yeah. Even Blade's in development hell. And Kevin Feige knows it. That's why his brand's in a mess, man. Yeah, it's a mess. John Hanna, yeah, the Marvel brand's in a mess. Yeah, it's in a mess right now. It's in a big mess. Yeah. I'm sorry? Ivan, is there any more Marvel movies coming out this year? I don't think so. I think it's only the 3. Captain America 4, Thunderbolts, and Fantastic Four are the 3 Marvel movies coming out this year. And I think that's it. And I think the next show is Wonder Man. But Wonder Man will probably be another flop. I don't think the fans are really going to care about that show. Because the fans are not resonating well with Marvel. Like, the Wonder Man show will probably not be that popular. It won't be that popular. Yeah. As the fans are not really resonating well with the Marvel shows. Yeah. But the movies are more important than the shows, obviously. The movies is what's really important for Marvel. And all their movies are flopping, flop after flop. And Fantastic Four will be another flop. You're looking at 3 straight flops this year for Kevin Feige's Marvel. Fantastic Four will not be a $1 million hit. It will probably make $500, $600 million at the box office. That's my prediction. Even if the movie's really good, it won't make a difference. It's not going to be a $1 million hit. As Marvel has too much baggage right now, man. It has too much baggage. Way too much baggage. Yeah, way too much baggage, Marvel. I'm sorry. It has way too much baggage. That's my point. I'm sorry. Hence why I think once Kevin Feige's contract's done, and when Warner Bros. Does throw him a truckload of money, he's out of there, man. Kevin Feige's out of there. He's out of Disney's Marvel. He's jumping ship. That's my prediction. Or he might stay, but I highly doubt it, man. I don't think Kevin Feige wants to fix that mess and be stressed out like that, man. Trying to fix that, man? I don't think so. I think he's out of there. He's jumping ship. He's out of there, man. Yeah, he's out of there. John, the Cowboy Ryan, Kevin Feige might run. Yeah, Kevin Feige might run, man. He might run. Run from the mess, right? Yeah. He might run. Here's it, guys. I'm gonna go put my beer in the fridge upstairs. I'll talk for another maybe 6-7 minutes. I'm done here, guys. I'm done on this show. I made like an hour. I don't know. An hour and like 40-minute video. That's good enough for you guys, right? I'm a little tired, so take a shower after this, put my medication. I'll enjoy showing you guys. Back in a sec. upstairs to put my beer in the fridge. And after this, I'm gonna take my shower. I'm gonna bike to the mall and get my medication, and I'll come home and enjoy showing you guys. I might watch some Andor. See, episode 10. I'm on episode 10. I have 3 episodes left. I'm done the show. And after that, I'm gonna watch The Last of Us season 2. Or that's pretty good. I heard it was a step down from season 1, but I heard it's still pretty good. I love The Last of Us. I love the games. The games are really good. The games are amazing. Yeah. Yeah. So I do remember Marvel in its glory days. Yeah, I do, man. I remember after Endgame, it went downhill after that. Yeah, it went downhill after that. Yeah. Yeah. Well, people still see Kevin Feige as a legend. Yes, they will. Like, Kevin Feige will obviously be remembered as a legend. He built the most successful. He had a part to play in building. There's more to the story, right? He had a part to play in building the most successful movie franchise IP in movie history, man. And I don't think anything will ever top that success, with the exception of James Gunn's UCU. That has potential to top that if everything's done right. Obviously, he'll always remember as a legend, but the fans are not gonna forget what happened in Phase 4 and 5. Yeah, even though he's a legend, man, Phase 4 and 5 was a crapshoot. It was a mess. It went downhill from there. That's why I believe Kevin Feige, he wants to end, if he wants to leave Marvel, he wants to end his tenure at Marvel on a high note. That way, he you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he wants to end it on a high note, obviously, and leave the company in a healthier position when he leaves. It's like, duh, it's common sense, right? John Harry, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, he wants to leave the company on a high note, in a healthier position. But even if he leaves in a healthier position, it's still tough to fix the mess. And that's why I believe once Secret Wars is done, Kevin Feige is out of there, man. I don't think he's staying at Marvel. I'm sorry, guys. I know all you Marvel fans, you love Kevin Feige. He's the architect of the MCU and everything. I don't think he's staying there for much longer, man. I think after Secret Wars, he's out of there, man. I don't think he's staying there. The Marvel brand's in a mess, man. He knows it. Kevin Feige fucked up, and he knows it, right? Yeah, man, I fucked up. Yeah, he fucked up. Phases 4 and 5 are not working either, man. Like, all my movies are just fucking flopping and losing money. Yeah, all your movies losing money, Kevin Feige. They're not making any money, right? They're all flopping and losing money, yeah. Yeah. That's why I can only imagine how much stress Kevin Feige's under, right? Obviously. But at the same time, he knows his contract. Kevin Feige's not stupid. He knows he has 2 years left on his contract. So he just wants to tough it out, cut his losses, and get the fuck out of there, right? Cut your losses and leave, right? Yeah, obviously. Kevin Feige has to cut his losses and leave if he wants to leave. I mean, get the fuck out of there if he wants to leave Marvel, obviously. He has to cut his losses and leave. Yeah. Yeah. Some sound. Yeah. Yeah, but he's Kevin Feige. Yeah, but even though he's Kevin Feige, he's also human. I think Kevin Feige dug himself in a hole so deep he can't get out of. I think he just wants to repair a little bit of damage, repair a little bit of damage, and just leave and get the fuck out of there, man. Because he can't fix the damage. He's in too deep, man. Just like J.J. Abrams, you can tell he tried his best to fix The Last Jedi. Even he couldn't fix it. Because The Last Jedi, Rian Johnson dug J.J. Abrams in a hole so deep, even J.J. Abrams couldn't fix that. Because Rian Johnson, he divided the fan base with Luke being a hermit. He split the fan base, obviously, and J.J. Abrams couldn't fix it. He couldn't fix the Star Wars sequel mess, and that's why, even though the movie made money, a lot of fans didn't like Rise of Skywalker. They didn't like Rise of Skywalker, and that's why the sequels are considered kind of a mess when you watch it, obviously. Some sorry. Yeah. Even though he's Kevin Feige, he's human, man. Kevin Feige, he's not invincible, right? Even though he's Kevin Feige, he's not invincible. He's human, and he knows he fucked up, and the Marvel brand's in a mess, and he dug himself in a hole so deep he can't get out of. I think he just wants to cut his losses, repair some of the damage, and just leave, man. Get the fuck out of there, yeah. Or he might stay, but why would you want to stay in a failing franchise that's losing money? I don't think Kevin Feige wants to stay in a failing franchise that's losing money. And be stressed out of that. Like, you also have to consider Kevin Feige's physical health, his mental health. It's not good for his physical health and mental health knowing that his movies are losing money. It puts stress on his body and his mind, right? It's not good for his mental health too, right? Yeah. So I'm sorry. That's a good point. Yeah, it's a good point, obviously, right? Yeah. So I'm sorry. Yeah. You think it's Bob Iger's fault that Marvel is a failure? Well, Bob Iger is a CEO, so everything that goes downhill at Disney, he obviously has a part to play because he's the boss, obviously. So Bob Iger obviously has a part to play with the failure of the MCU, obviously, because he's overseeing everything. He's the CEO of Disney, obviously. Obviously, right? And I believe Kevin Feige, he asked Bob Iger to get rid of his checks and balances, obviously. The Mike guy or whatever his name is. Rob Abraham knows what I'm talking about, right? And because he's Kevin Feige, Bob Iger, Kevin Feige, I'll get rid of the guys for you. And that was a mistake on their part, as after that, the MCU went downhill. And now Kevin Feige is a one-man show at Marvel. He doesn't have checks and balances at Marvel. Yeah, because for the first 3 phases, Kevin Feige had checks and balances. And that's when the Marvel was in its glory days. And after that, he gets rid of them. And in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it goes to shit, right? Yeah. After that. That's why I believe if he wants to leave Marvel, he wants to end it on a high note with a big success of the Avengers movies. And after that, he's out of there. That's what I think, obviously, right? Yeah. He has to cut his losses and then what? And leave, obviously. Get the fuck out of there, obviously. Repair some of the damage before he leaves. If he wants to leave. Or he might stay. But why the fuck would Kevin Feige want to extend with Disney and try and be stressed out in the office every day trying to fix the mess, man? Like, it's tough to fix that, right? It's very tough to fix a deep hole that you can't get out of, right? A mess that you can't get out of. A mess that you can't fix. There's a reason why when I talk about the majors, even though I'm not doing the majors, obviously, it's not happening. There's a reason why I want Warner Bros. To delete Majors 4, because I can't fix that mess. Like Warner Bros. Dug themselves in a hole so deep with The Matrix 4. The movie was so terrible, and the plot was so terrible, the story so terrible. You have to delete that in order for me to fix the story. Otherwise, I can't fix it. And I'm mindful of Mayor, but even though I'm mindful of Mayor and I'm a genius, obviously, I'm also human. I can't fix the Matrix 4 Resurrection mess. I can't fix that. It's unfixable. And Kevin Feige is in that same situation. He dug himself in a hole so deep, it's very tough for him to fix the multiverse nonsense and his MCU downfall of Phases 4 and 5 with a mess going on. It's very tough to fix that, Samsara. So where will Kevin Feige end up after 2 years? Will he still extend with Marvel? I highly doubt it. Or will he jump ship to another company, perhaps Warner Bros., and outrun James Gunn's DC? We'll see what happens, obviously. Anyways, guys, I talked for an hour, I don't know, in like 45 minutes, whatever it is. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Stay tuned, I'll make a video tomorrow after my dying show. It's out of mirror. I'm signing out. Peace, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Peace out.